Welcome to this series on capital gains tax for property investors. We will be taking a look at a typical calculation a property investor may face when they come to sell their property, especially if they've lived in that property. Every example that is given is based upon an example in the previous episode, so please be sure to watch the entire series. What follows is for UK resident property investors who own residential property in their own name. The examples that are provided are purely fictitious and are aimed at providing general information. Should you wish to understand your specific situation, you could seek advice from a qualified chartered accountant or tax advisor. Capital gains tax arises when a person sells a property and makes a profit, i.e. the proceeds of the sale exceeds the costs. In this series on capital gains tax, we will be specifically looking at individuals and couples that own the property in their own name. When a property is sold, we refer to this as disposal. Any costs incurred on the disposal of the asset or the property must be deducted from the proceeds of the sale. Such costs could be legal fees or estate agents' fees as an example. For example, let's take Edward, who has recently sold his property for £400,000. These would be his proceeds. In doing so, he incurs costs of legal fees and estate agent fees. The legal fees are £3,000 and the estate agent fees are £2,000. So his net proceeds from the sale are £395,000. We also need to consider the cost of the property when we purchase the property. These are called the costs of acquisition, but they also include things such as the legal fees when buying the property. It could include valuation fees, and it could include stamp duty, land tax. All of these costs of acquisition are deducted from the net proceeds. If Edward purchased the property originally for £160,000 and in doing so incurred legal fees of £2,000 and valuation fees of £1,000, let's say he also had to pay £1,000 of stamp duty, land tax. That's not what it really would be. It's just a rough figure just for this example. His capital gain would be £231,000. Thank you for watching this quick introduction to capital gains tax. In our next episode, we will be looking at what happens if you sell a part of your property. Join us then. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.